All right, it's November 1916, and we have to decide what's going to happen here with Italy. I've never had this happen before where they've decided to stay out of the war for so long. All right, so they join the Allies on a 3 or less. They join the Central Powers on a 14 or more. All right. So we got a -2 for the United States being in the war. It's May 1915. Thereafter is a -4 for each Central Power city controlled by the Allied player. Alright, so there's +1 for each city other than Paris. So there's a total of 9. -4 is 5. So they got a +5 to the die roll. So on a 9 or better, they join the war for the Allies. They can't join because lowest we can roll is a 6. And we rolled 10. Well, Italy is now in the war. All right, so we got Italy in the war and the side of the Central Powers. This could be interesting. Even though they can't go very far outside of their borders. They go, 7 hexes outside their border, I do believe. So we'll just have to see here. Because the one thing that they do have to do is Italian front in Italy or 7 hexes of Italy. So they can affect everything within 7 hexes of their border. And that is it. So they're kind of stuck in their local area. They can't send troops hardly anywhere. So about the best they can do is sort of protect the flank of the Austrians. That's about it. All right. Now the other thing we got to do is figure out what the weather's going to be like. It's going to be November. We got a 4. So 4 is mud. Weather's muddy. All right. So things are going to slow down. We lose 1 to our movement, and you can only advance rail lines by 2. All right. So, okay. We'll be back. All right, here we go. It's turn 29, November 1916, Eastern Front. Over here, the Austrians moved up. They did actually built some cheap units, like some cav right there. The Germans advanced into here, took a unit out that was parked there, but lost troops in the process. It was like 3 exchanges, and it was a done dinner, so they lost a complete army group right there. So that wasn't a good one for them, but, it is what it is. But they are kind of cracking this area open for the German forces to start going down a road or kind of relieve some pressure over this way. So that's what they got going on there. Over here in the southeast sector, they advanced over here on these guys. Copacetic right here. I think they should have dug in, but they moved in some new troops into the area and causing a little bit of havoc right there. Not a continuous line, so it is sort of going to be a problem right now. This could be a battle as they're trying to cross that river right there, the Danube, but it could be interesting. All right, but that's everything they did there. So far, they only did their 1 attack up there, and Italians mobilized their troops and crossed the frontier into Austria, and they basically can form a line through here, somewhere in there to help out if need be. The only problem is they can't go very far. Now they can go over to Albania, but they can only go 4 hexes out, so they're not going to gain anything. They can put some pressure on maybe Greece, but their supply line, they can only trace from a city, or so really in all reality they can go like 3 hexes, 4 to 5 hexes away from this city right here. So there's no use even put troops down there because they can't go anywhere. So that's part of the problem. No rail lines. So they're just kind of stuck. Really, Italy coming in the war is kind of a non-issue. You know, the Allies can just leave them alone. They're not going to be a problem. And over here, the Germans did advance onto the remaining Brits that are over here, kind of funnel them into the port, and decided since it was a nice tight area that they can control, they pulled one army group out and shipped it over there. So, all right. That's everything for the Central Powers turn. Not really an exciting turn at all, other than a little bit of battling going on. That was it. You know, eventually the blockade is slowly grinding these guys down. All right, we'll be back. All right, November 1916, Eastern Front, Allies. The Russians moved in reinforcements along here, and the units that were here outside of Lemberg attacked Lemberg again and took it back. This is the city of changing hands. They can't tell if they're Russians or if they're Hungarians right now, but it keeps going back and forth. And the Romanians moved some troops along here, and some Russian cav showed up. If they can crack this road open, maybe they can go down that road a little bit. But right now, the Austrians are having problems. Again, they lost in their city, so that's going to be an issue for them when it comes to morale and everything for the next turn. And things really got interesting over here. The Greeks and the Romanians attacked here. The attack didn't go as well as planned because it's a coordinated attack, and they did take out a couple German units, but then the unit that was over here, you know, they had some exchanges, so some Romanian troops ended up dying in the process, but the Germans held there. The Brits and the Greeks attacked here, and the Brits did take some casualties in the process, but they demoralized their German unit and killed one unit and kicked them back to here. Over here, there was the German unit that was parked right over here. They did get attacked, and they were demoralized and pushed back down the road right there. So they're there. So in their turn, this unit and that unit is going to have to move back at least 1 hex. So that's everything that happened so far on the eastern and southeastern front. So the city was taken, and some units got crunched and munched over here. All right. And over here, the British, well, they took a bunch of their troops and pulled them out by sea. And, well, you can see them over there. But they couldn't get everybody out, so they have the rear guard just parked there. They may end up becoming casualties of war, but we'll have to see what happens in the German turn. So that is everything that's happened this turn. We did have some war going on here in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire and over there. So that is everything. All right. Hope you guys like it. We'll be back.